Good evening guys, a very warm welcome tonight for the flight. Today we're in the Boeing 737-8 and what we're going to do is we're going to do a flight from East Midlands Airport and then go down to London City. And, we're going to be flying for a flight level of 190. We're going to just make our way up to London City, which isn't very far at all, just up the road. And yeah, let's try and do the best we can. So, don't forget to like and subscribe guys, leave your comments down below. And now that's all said and done, we can get into the cockpit and start her up. Okay, so we're in the 737-8 now. So what we'll do is we'll put our battery on unguarded, standby power on with ground power. We'll go to our bat and ground power. After that we'll go set the IRSs up. And then we'll turn on our panel lights. Once we've done that, we can arm the emergency lights. Okay, once we've done that, now we'll get the APU started. And put on the one pump. Go ahead and test our window heat with our probes. Put our trim air on with our packs. Got a flight level of 190. And we'll leave the elevation for 0 as it's 16 feet. Turn our anti-collision. Everything is all good. Put our start switches to both, and now what we can do is we'll go into the cockpit of the FMC and start her up. So let's go and turn on our panel lights. Okay. So what we'll do now is we'll put in the ATIS for the runway and for the airport. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and put the ATIS in now for the runway. So Echo Golf November X-ray. Put it in there. Wait for a reply back. Go to our path now. So Echo Golf November X-ray. Shove that in. And voila. Okay, so we'll go to our route, shove that in there. We're going for Echo Golf Lima Charlie. We'll be departing for runway 27, and we're going to take the Daventry 3 November. Once we've done that, we'll go back into our arrival. Goodler 1 Alpha. We're going to be arriving for runway 09 on the ILS. We'll take the Alpha 1 transition. Go ahead and shove that in. We can activate that. Go into our legs. Now I want it to come for autumn, which is fine. So then there we go. We have a nice arrival in, get to Goodland, and then we'll come back down, which is perfect. So now what we do is we'll go into our pass, settle that up, put a cost of 1, a cost index of 25. We're going for 190. N1 limit. Take full takeoff. We'll go with flaps 5. Which gives us a 144, 145 and a 154, so we'll go ahead and tune that now. 154, 19, put the flight directors on, everything here is good, so we're going to switch over for the APU now. Put the APU gen on, put the yaw damper on, we'll get our electrics on, we'll turn on our pumps, get the APU bleed on as well. So everything here is all good to go. We'll go ahead and call the tug and get ourselves out. Okay, we'll call him through the menu when we're ready. So let's go ahead and turn our radio panel lights on. We'll go in and get our ATIS, which was 1015, which is checked, and we'll put the 1015 in here. Winds variable at 02, and we also want to get our center of gravity, so 22.7. Okay, like so. Gives a trim of 5.39. There we go, that's all set. So what we can do now is we'll go ahead and call the tug.
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Okay, so we'll just get ready to go. Put the auto brake to RTO, do a recall, and we're going to turn our packs off now. as we're going to get ready to shoot out. So today what we're using is we're using the OpenGL. I'm not using Vulkan because loads of things have gone wrong for me in the Vulkan yesterday. When I was going to do this flight, I didn't even bother doing it in the end. Pushback wasn't working, couldn't even show it where I wanted it to go. When it come to the Reshade weren't working, everything was all over the place, so I've just basically used OpenGL for this and...
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Get us back on track. So we're going to go from East Midlands, so he's ready to go now. Everything's all set up, so all we got to do is just wait for our pushback.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Okay, thank you very much. Release parking brake.
Starting pushback and you may start engines.
Thank you very much. So we'll go ahead and start engine number 2. Okay, so what we can do now is we'll go ahead and start engine number 1.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Okay, set parking brake, which is set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Okay. So what we'll do now is we'll switch over. So we'll switch over the buses to Gen 1, put the packs back on, we'll put our isolation valve to auto, put the APU bleed off with the APU, put our logo on, put our strobe to steady, and now we can get ready. We'll put the taxi lights on as well as we're going to get out. And for our taxi out, okay, so we'll tell him to go. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go in and do our systems check.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Thank you very much. See you soon. Bye bye. Okay, so we'll go full left, full right, full forward, full backwards, rudder left, and rudder right. So that's all good to go. Now that's everything's all set now, so we can literally head out of here. So all we've got to do is set up flaps. So we'll go flaps 5. Okay, so flaps are fully down now. What I want to do is I want to put 270 on our headings for the runway. Which is set. So now we're all ready to head on out of here. So let's go ahead and get our throttles and everything to vacate. When we come out, we're going to basically come out the block. We're going to turn a right onto Alpha, follow it all the way down for runway 27. So should make do for a nice arrival today. So brakes released, and now let's push on out. So yeah, as I said, there was a lot of problems yesterday with better pushback, Reshade, everything just went mad with that beta 3, so I decided I wasn't going to do it, and that we would essentially go back to OpenGL. So we'll turn a right here. And then once we get onto Alpha, we'll pass Sierra, Whiskey, and then we'll turn onto the Alpha hold. So straight down to the bottom now. As I say, Jet 2, the low-cost airlines, they're not going to hang about on the taxiway. They've got money to make. So should be a good arrival into London City, over a 5-degree glide path. So should make do for a steep arrival for our passengers. So passing Alpha 3, then that'll be Whiskey on our left. And now we're just going to basically get ready for Alpha. Okay, so we'll hold at the hold where we can put on our lights. So we'll put our strobes to steady, put our wheel and wheel
for departure.
runway turn offs, and we'll put our landing lights. So now let's go ahead and power on up to the runway.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Okay, so we'll just line up on the runway. And don't forget guys, my Headshake and Reshade preset is also in the description, so don't forget to download that so you can use it in your own sim. Okay, so we're here now, runway 27. So wait for the aircraft to stop. We'll turn on our LNAV and VNAV. We can turn on the clock, and we'll just wait for our brake release, and then we'll do our power up. So you guys know the drill, 45% and toga. So brake released, 45%, stable, and toga. Airspeed alive.
80 knots.
Check. Throttle hold.
V1, rotate.
Rotate.
Positive brake.
Gear up. Check. So just following the flight director now as we head out of the East Midlands Airport. So we're going to make a left turn now once we pass down off of our fix.
1000.
Check. We'll make that left turn now and we'll turn the auto brake off. So flaps 1. Just come down a little. There we go. Flaps up. Okay, reach the 230. Once flaps are up, fully retracted, we'll go up to 250. Okay, just following the flight director out now, climbing through 2009. By the time we get to Daventry, we need to be at around 9,000. So we'll go into that left turn again. As we follow it back out, holding our 249 for our 250. Coming through 4,500 feet now and ascending. Check over on our panel. Here we go, get to our 250, nose up a little, and then get ready to take that left turn again. Back around as we hold her. There we go. Okay, so now put the QNHs back to standard. And we'll just go a little bit more into that left turn. Okay, pitch up a little. And we'll come back round again. There we go. And now we'll head right on course for Daventry. Keeping the flight director nice and stable as we hold that 250. Still manually flying, haven't disconnected the autopilot yet. Sometimes it's nice to be able to do this manual flying because you'll be able to understand the aircraft. Now what the aircraft's doing is it's going to slow down because we need to be at Daventry. Okay, so as you can see, we're not far from Daventry, and for our top of climbs and top of descents, there's our top of descent right there from 19,000. We have a look on our charts for the arrival. Basically going to come in from 2,000 feet to intercept the glide slope. It's a 5.5 degree and should be 82 for a nice steep approach. Elevation 16, transition altitude 6,000, 111.15 for the approach. And we've got a barrow of 460, which gives us a 444 approach for our decision height. Okay, so just going up to Daventry now. So what we can do is we'll go into our takeoff cinematics. So don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Leave your comments down below, and I'll see you when we're just in our top of descent, ready to come down into London City Airport. So I'll see you all in a minute. Okay guys, welcome back to the flight deck. So what we're going to do now is we're going to program the aircraft to come in for lovely London City. So we'll put our MCP down to 2000 because that's where we're going to intercept for the localizer into runway 27. Okay, so here we are now, 19,000, just ready to hit our top of descent as we are ready to come in for London City Airport on the ILS for runway 09. Now, as you can see, we're just going to basically do a loop at Godroom to come back round. So what I might do in the FMC, we've got which is right there, and then we've got the Godlu. So that's how it's all going to go down, and we'll swing around at Godlum. So we just start our top of descent now as we get ready to come into London. So right now what we can do is we can start configuring the aircraft to come into land. So we'll go in and get our ATIS for London City, which is Echo Golf Lima Charlie. We'll shove that in, send it off so we can get our ATIS back. Whilst we wait for that, we'll go ahead and stick our barrow in for the airport. Which is a 460. Open up speed brakes just a little. We'll do the same on the first officer's side. Which is checked. Going to be coming down on a 5.5 degree glide path, and should be a nice steep arrival. Going to come in on the 094, so we can set that up as well. 094 course. We are currently on the 127. And we need to set the 094 into here, which is checked. There we go, keep the gear off. Speed brake can come back in. So we'll go ahead and grab our ATIS now. So 250 at 303, so that's fine. Should have a wind from the left. And QNH is 1015, so that hasn't changed. So put that down to 1015. 1015, which is checked on the clock. So now what we're doing is we're coming in at and then we're going to come round at the start of our star. So what I'll do is I'll show you exactly how it's going to go down from Godlu. So here we are, we're just arriving at and then we're going to go up to Godlu. Once we get to Godlu, we'll be 2,005 under, and then we'll basically be under 10,000 by the time we get to Godlu. Then when we get to Alkin, we'll be at 4,000, which will be back ready. And then once we do get around, then at Alkin we'll cross over the runway to come back around in for runway 09, and it should be a nice arrival. So here we go now. So just below 250 now, as we need to be, coming down for 12,000. So let's do our descent checklist. So we can put engine start switches to continuous. Okay, so we just come in just under 11. So what we'll do is we'll do our descent checklist. So engine start switches are continuous and landing lights under 10,000 feet. We'll tell the cabin that we'll put fasten seatbelt signs on now to get ready for our arrival.
Gentlemen, the captain has called. I have the flight and remain seated. He does give us clearance to move without the cabin. We'll begin our service at that time. Thank you.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the QNHs back now. And we can put our speed up. I'm going to decel again now for 210 as we backtrack, and what I'm going to do is we'll backtrack it now for Alkin. That will make that big left turn around now. Just descending under 10,000 feet now, so we go ahead and put landing lights on, runway turn-offs can go on with our taxis or auto, and everything else is all ready to go. So just waiting for the throttles to idle, lose us some speed, the aircraft won't go under 10,000. Okay, speed brakes are armed. Once we level back off to go towards Alkin, then we'll get the aircraft all configured, ready for our arrival. We'll do our descent checklist. Okay, so we're just descending through 8,000 now, holding the 240. So what we can do is now we'll get our landing speed, so 154 flaps 30 plus 5 159 hot, coming in hot today. Got 093 course, we've got 094 on the charts, and for our arrival it's going to be a 111.15, so 111.15, and we've got a 111.15, which is checked. Okay, so we're just coming down near the Thames. I'm going to get ready to intercept in. So as we see, we're going to cross over and then spin that left turn around to come in for the runway. Just descended through 7,000 now, and we want to auto brake of number 3. As you'll put, put number 3. I'm not going to bother with max. I just want to get down to the end of the runway. Or if we want to be risky, we'll just give it number 2. But for safety precautions, we'll do number 3. Okay, so just coming near, just 20 miles out from London City. Got the auto brake which is set. We'll go ahead and do our approach checklist now. Get that all set. So we're all configured up. So engine start switches are continuous, landing lights under 10,000 feet, which is on and checked. After that we've got ILS for the thing, but we'll do that in a second. So we've got our altimeter setting, which is 1015, which is cross-checked on both sides, so that is checked. We've got altitude for the approach, which is a 2,000 foot intercept for the ILS. And the ILS course frequency, we've got a 093 on the FMC, but we're using a 094 on the charts. And we are going in for the 111.15, which is cross-checked on either side. After that we've got our minimums, which is a 460 for a 444 decision height, taxi lights auto, which are on, and we'll set our flaps and everything, and speed brake is armed. So we are all set now to come in. And the way it's going to go is we're going to come up, and then we're going to cross over, and there will be our arrival. So pretty straightforward. Should make do for a nice approach today. Oh, just at 5,000 now. Be at 4,002, 240, 240, and then by the time we make that turnaround, then we'll start configuring. So it'll be a very nice, quick, fast-paced arrival today. Once we cross over the runway, then we'll activate the ILSs. And obviously good time, we got here at near enough 7 o'clock as London City closes at 10 PM. Okay, so now we're going to start descending down as we get ready for London City Airport. The airport will be just over on our right. If we have a little look, the airport's just over there. So the ILS course frequency set, we've got a 1015 on the QNH, auto brake number 3, 111.15 on the radios, which are cross-checked and set. So now make that right turn, come over, leave the airport, and come in for a nice arrival. Okay, so there's London City. Now we're going to follow around. As we get ready for our arrival into runway 09. So we'll make that left turn now. Get ready for our approach.
$1,000 to go.
Okay, 1,000 to go. Then we'll reach our end of descent. So now we're going to go up to our flaps up speed.
2,500.
And we'll stay at 2,000. Until we intercept the localizer. Okay, so there we go. Put the speed brakes back in now, as the aircraft will level off to hold its speed. So our flaps up now. Just do a final check over of the systems and on our legs now until we get there. 229 and a 195. So when we make that turn around for the airport, then we'll go in for that 19. So coming down, all of our checks are complete. I'm happy with the controls, so all that's left to do now is to wait to come in on the ILS, and then we'll slow to 195 as we're going for that left turn. So cabin crew, prepare for landing. So just holding out now, and then once we go into that left turn, we'll drop our flaps 5, get the aircraft all synced in. So on the runway it was a 111.15, which is fine. And the 176. So flaps 5 now, and speed brakes armed as we go for the 176. Wait for the VOR. Now if I activated that too early, that would have activated on the wrong side. So 175 now, and then we'll do a 176 or 167 by the time we get there. Just waiting for the VOR lock to come in. Okay, there's the VOR. So we'll go ahead and put the VOR lock on now. Go to a 167. Once we pass and line up for the runway. Okay, there's the VOR lock, which has interlock now, which has us established. So I'm going to drop us down, gear down, and flaps 15. Okay, getting ready for that big drop. I'm going to disconnect the autopilot, and the auto throttle is disconnected. I have full control, and now let's go in. Flaps 30. Okay, so flaps are fully down, gear down, 3 green, and following the glide path. As we're getting a little bit too low. There we go.
1,000 feet stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
There.
Minimums.
Continue.
400. 300.
Think rate. Think rate.
200.
Think rate. Think rate. Think rate.
100.
Think rate. Think rate.
50. 40.
rate.
30. 20. 10.
Okay, speed brakes up and reverses right.
80 knots.
Okay, so speed brakes can go back in, and we'll turn around. Okay, so now what we can do is we'll taxi back to the gate. And there we are, guys, down in London City Airport. So we can retract our flaps. Now taxi on into the end of the gate. you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to like and subscribe or comment down below, and I'll see you again very soon. So, see you.